What's your favorite piece? The Bible glove. Can you make a shoe? Nah. Not right now. Welcome back to the Absolutely Ridiculous Show. It's MLB The Show week, the first release of the game. Wanted to start off by hammering through like some fun points, some updates with the brand. We'll get to some questions from the fans at some point. Cover a new athlete that has joined the team, and then also kind of get into a little bit of some of this last week's fashion wins and sports fashion losses, we'll say, to keep it light. But the first thing, I want to start off with Elly de la Cruz on the cover of MLB The Show. So congrats, Elly. That's super exciting. And I also want to go in a little bit to like what he's going to be using in the game, what we'll have in the game. The cover features the Mummy sliding mitt. It's from our October release this last year. Elly wore it quite a bit, but I think it just so happened to hit on that was one of the most badass shots of Elly from last season. So it was a no-brainer to make it onto the cover. But that'll be in the game this year. I don't know if I was allowed to say that or not, but I think it's close enough to release that can be a given. We'll have some new gloves, also gloves rotating throughout the year. We will have both of our new batting gloves in there. So you've been seeing for the last season what are still our unreleased low-profile batting gloves. Those were designed specifically to have like a no-feel batting glove to it, to where there's no obstruction of the wrists and anything like that, which was designed in collaboration with a couple other big leaguers. And those we worked on for a couple of years, and they're about to release this season. Then we'll also have, which weren't in the game last year, we'll have our standard like wrist strap batting glove in the game as well. So look out for those. We may also have some sleeves in the game. We'll have a few new sliding mitts, again, rotating. We'll kind of do like a one at a time sort of thing. So as the Mummy disappears, we might surprise you with something a little bit more seasonal and time relevant to keep things fresh throughout the season. The guys over at MLB The Show have been awesome to work with on that stuff. Trying to think what else. I think we've got the bombs that are still in there as a prize to win. And trying to think if there's anything else new. I guess new protective gear. That's a new thing. We'll have our new leg guards and our new elbow guards in there. Don't look out for all this stuff on release day this week. Look out for it on some upcoming patches, because we'll be introducing new stuff throughout the whole year each time that they're running a patch on the game. So congrats again to Elly. Our gear will start to reflect on what players that we have with the brand as well. So you'll be able to see that reflection of the players that we're working with and what gear that they use of ours. So before I get into talking a little bit more about one of those players, wanted to cover like some fun current events within baseball that we're related to. One is haven't had a chance to talk with all of you guys about our Clemson deal. So Absolutely Ridiculous is the official glove of Clemson Baseball and the official sliding mitt of Clemson Baseball. And that was like a fun project our team got to really go all out on. I was away this last fall, and so it was cool to see like the team kind of come together on how do we execute something really like fun and special for the Clemson Tigers for their first time using our gloves, first time using our sliding mitts. And it wound up being that we opened up the catalog for the first time of every glove that we've ever released. And this is the first time we've ever let anybody customize those gloves as well. So you'll see guys from Jaron Purify to Cam Canarella with versions of our gloves, versions of each of our pieces, but with their own touch, their own flair, whether it's their name or a flag or a customization of the drip color, or different just fun, unique ways to make those art pieces that I made a little bit of their own as well at the same time. On top of the custom gloves, where you're seeing everybody on the team having their own piece, we also did a couple unique sliding mitts that we got to make like just for Clemson Baseball. So we have the Tiger sliding mitt, which features the face of the tiger on the front. Then we also have the ice cream sliding mitt, which has the Clemson C, the purple and the orange incorporated, and of course the sprinkles. So those are two just kind of loud, fun pieces that they got to launch their season with. And we may even have a couple surprises for the guys throughout the season as well. One piece that I just finished designing this last week with my team that will be a little encouragement, I'll say, to make it to Omaha. So we'll reveal that one soon as well. But before I move off of Clemson, congrats, Coach Bakich, on 500th win as a college coach. We got to have some fun with that as well, with some gifts that the team that put together for Coach Bakich. That'll be hopefully hanging in his office, but pretty special pieces that implemented a lot of his all of his players that he's ever coached at the college level, and the teams that he's coached for. It's just something that's super special that I think that he'll be able to hold on to and have some stories behind. But yeah, we'll share that. We'll share that soon when I get the go ahead. And congrats to Clemson on having an awesome season so far. Keep it up. But we'll kind of shift a little bit now to the next topic. A couple of the new pieces that we've got rolling out this year. Not this year, the next. Some of the newest ones to look forward to after the show is released. One, MILB, so the minor league baseball sliding mitts. We have a collaboration with minor league baseball where we get to create sliding mitts of basically any and all minor league mascots. So we do kind of like think about it a little bit on like what types of sliding mitts to do, what mascots to do, what teams. Sometimes there's no rhyme or reason. Sometimes it's based off a mascot. Sometimes it's based off a fan base. But let me look, see what we've got down here. I got a bunch of goodies I didn't know we had. So where is the camera at? Where do I hold it? Right here?
To your left a little bit, maybe.
To the left, right there?
Yeah, there we go.
All right. That was the Clemson one. That's the other Clemson one. What's the difference between these two? Oh, this is the one we sold. So this is the Clemson one that was for sale. Very similar. Doesn't have the cool tiger stripes. But back to minor league baseball. This one is the Charlotte Knights. So what was his name, Olivia? I know he lives under the baseball stadium.
Homer the Dragon.
This is Homer. I also know that he's a huge fan of, what was the band? We know this stuff.
I do know it. Oh, Imagine Dragons.
Imagine Dragons, but only the old stuff. What were some other like fun tidbits of
his?
Homer?
It's on their website, milb.com/Charlotte-Knights. It's likes fine dining, foreign films, and Legos. Dislikes Jerry the Jester. He dislikes stereotypes about dragons, don't we all? And small talk. Favorite TV show is House of the Dragon, Dragon Tales, and Seinfeld.
So shout out to the Knights staff that put together everything for Homer. Well done. We've got the Memphis Redbirds will be one of the next releases. This was a fun one as well. It's got the 3D fur of the Redbird. It's pretty straightforward. And then we've also got the Yard Goats. So fun little tidbit on the Yard Goats that I didn't know. Every time that we do this like minor league stuff, it's fun because we get to learn a little bit about like the background of these mascots, where they come from. Yard goats, I would have just assumed was a certain type of goat that I'd never heard of. But it's like a fun play off of Hartford's railway system. So when we're thinking about like some of the fun content to put together for stuff like this, how can we make it like truly authentic to like the people that are going to be excited about the Hartford Yard Goats? To incorporate like the city, incorporate what the background is of the inspiration of these guys. But this one with the horns, with the plaid, the goats on the back, and of course the fur. The minor league baseball stuff it's not stuff that I design. I did like the initial incorporation of the stuff, but then the designers on our team get to have fun like putting that together with utilizing different furs and ways to basically bring these mascots to life with the horns and all that other stuff. I'm going to jump ahead on one of the fan like questions that was sent in the DMs, which was based on a mascot, and it's one of our most asked questions that we have, which is, when is the Philly Fanatic stuff going to release? The answer is still that it's not. So that's like, it's one of those that's like special to Bryce Harper, that he gets to be like the only one that wears it. We've noticed a lot of like knockoffs and whatnot of people like trying to recreate it, selling it off of Etsy or Amazon or whatever it is. Those aren't ours. But that's something where when we make stuff, like I do want stuff that is unique and special to the players. And if Bryce ever says, hey, like I want you guys to sell it, we'll have that conversation. But right now it's sticking to it, and I get it. Like we keep hearing people saying that you guys are missing on a lot of money and all that stuff. Like it's not about the money for us. It's about that. This is a cool thing to do with Bryce, and it makes it special and unique to him. So, but back on track. Next thing is stretch belts. And so I don't know if you've seen them yet on the Zilla team that we do with Blake Snell. We had what we call our earthquake pattern with those belts, but we're about to release now our new colorways and this sort of stuff. So we'll start with the Miami Ice. The Miami Ice pieces are obviously mint and pink. But the features that I want to make sure like people understand on our stretch belts are that, can we see it down here?
Yeah.
Is that in frame? Nice. The things that I want people like to understand on these, like the why. Why did we make a stretch belt? There's a lot of big league guys that will only wear stretch belts. I mean, Trey Turner, Hae-Sung Kim likes a stretch belt. Kihei Hernandez likes a stretch belt. Aaron Judge likes a stretch belt. Famously in the All-Star game last year, Bryce Harper mentioned the Little League belt that Trey Turner wears. And the purpose of it is, let's make a big league. Let's make a show stretch belt, something that is nice, that has unique design into it, but still gives the functionality of the stretch. And what a lot of players like about the stretch is it doesn't hurt when you dive and get your belt stuck in the grass. And anybody that's dove on grass or even dove on soft dirt, when this piece folds forward, it digs right into your pelvic bone or into your stomach, and it hurts when this buckle digs in there. And with leather, the whole thing has to fold. With a stretch belt, it folds and you don't feel it as much, if at all. So players that are diving a lot, the stretch belt's definitely the way to go, but they usually don't look big league like a leather belt does. So that's what we were trying to accomplish here. Put in the cross stitches that the inspo of our logo comes from into the front of the front piece of the belt. Embossed our X logo in here. On the inside is imagined by X embossment. There's a very subtle pattern, our brand pattern, into each of these colorways. And then, of course, the metal X logo that we do into the glove or into the belt loop here. So they're elements of our full leather belt, but with the functionality of the stretch belt that a lot of guys like. A few other colors that we can pull out here. One is our Dodger blue, or we'll just call it blue, actually. Same thing. That's our royal blue. We've got our red, and a lot of these were designed with the intent for certain players on our team to be able to wear. Lastly, we'll kind of cover the hats. So hats have been like a subtle thing for us. They've been on our website. You've seen a lot of our players wearing them. Cool thing, like Elly de la Cruz, when we first brought out the hats at a photo shoot last year, he said he's good. He doesn't wear hats like off the field. Put on the hat. Now he wears the hat like everywhere he goes, which is really cool. So he's one of the guys that literally wants every single hat that we have. So to go with his gear, we've got 2 new hats. One being the Miami Ice, the pink or the mint with the gradient pink underbill. We've got the gradient palm trees on the side. Inside, pink stripes with our Signature X logo, pink top, pink Nashville, and snapback. But then we've also got the pink version of it, which is inverted all the colors. And a new thing that I want you guys to know about too is it's in youth versions, which is probably going to be like, we haven't set the exact number, but I'm guessing it's going to be like 7 and under. That it's best like for a hat size fit for. But same exact hat, just inverted so that there are both colors of it. So that'll be fun to roll out as our newest hat colorways as well. Next up is I want to go over our newest athlete. Some of you may have seen it on Instagram already, but I want to welcome Michael Harris to the team. Michael Harris of the Braves. He is one of the most electric players in the game. From some of his fun moments at the plate last year to the seemingly like weekly highlight on ESPN like Web Gems. So Michael's going to be fun to work with. He's fun. He's flashy like in his own way. He's got more collections coming out of protective gear than most guys in our team. But he'll be wearing the leg guards, elbow guards, sliding mitts, belts this season. And he's also been wearing the hats throughout spring training, which has been cool. But some of this gear that we have to look forward of Michael is obviously Money Mike. We don't have to keep that a secret. That'll be a given for him. I think he might be wearing it like opening month at least, if not opening day. We'll see as we get closer. But then we have like a whole bunch of like fun ones with him too, like different takes on his Money Mike stuff, stuff that's paying tribute to Georgia. His background's cool, like a guy from Atlanta, like grew up in Atlanta, now playing for the hometown team with the Atlanta Braves. So we're looking at doing like a few collabs with like some local Atlanta like celebrities as well. But pumped about Michael. That'll be fun, and we'll share another signed athlete on the next show as well. Next, I want to get into, which could be a fun segment. You guys let us know after you watch this, but are some fashion, like sports fashion wins, sports fashion losses. So first, want to give flowers to Navy and potentially Under Armour. I'm assuming that Under Armour designed this. But correct me if I'm wrong, if somebody else designed this and they want to let us know. But I'm assuming Under Armour designed this because these are Under Armour uniforms. The level of detail that they put into these Navy baseball uniforms are like, bar none, one of the best uniform sets that we've seen in baseball. It's all designed off the Jolly Roger jet. What's the official name? Is there an official name of the jet?
It's the jets used by the Strike Fighter Squadron 103.
Okay. So
nicknamed the Jolly Roger.
Nicknamed the Jolly Roger. All right. Well, some of the cool pieces are like, I don't know if we can bring up like a picture of the jet or not, but they brought in the tail of the Jolly Roger, like the skull and bones, into the sleeves and into the hat of the uniform. They brought in the colorways, some of the stars. It's one of these pieces where, like, I haven't had a chance to like design a uniform like this before. We got to do the Zilla ones, which was just like chaos. Like, what would Godzilla do? You're like, how would a Godzilla just wreaking havoc like reflect into a baseball uniform? But what Under Armour got to do with this of bringing to life a naval aircraft and making it mean something and having elements like actually be incorporated in an aesthetically pleasing way it was super impressive to see. So flowers to Navy, flowers to Under Armour on this Jolly Roger set, and super jealous I don't get to play for that team. But going into the next thing is some of this last week's sports fashion fails. You may have seen it, or you may not have, but New Era, I think,
have seen it.
You've probably seen it. I think New Era is probably getting. They've had a lot of wins, so not feeling bad at all. But I think that they got the loss of this last week. I know the Rangers one just got pulled off the shelves because sometimes when designing, you have to really make sure that, especially when using words, that they can't be translated to a different language and mean something that you may not think it means. And there's a few of those, and maybe they don't have to be translated to different languages, but the Angels is also a very questionable one. There's another one too that I saw when I was digging through them. It's one of those like design ideas where you could have started with the Chicago like Cubs hat where the C fits perfectly over the C, right? And that works. Or you could have started with the Orioles and it's like, oh yeah, we'll put like this over, but now you have to do all of the rest of the teams. And in order to execute that, some of them you overlook because sometimes it's like a few people on a team. Each of them gets a team that they have to knock out the hat for, and things can be missed. So I think that as these graphics are up, it's fair to say that the I don't even know if I should say any of these on there. Some of them are.
This is a family show.
Yeah.
The Calcado Rories is like kind of that's a safe one. Also the Fippies.
It is. What was the other one? The Fippies. The Fippies.
Philadelphia Fippies.
Yeah. I'm looking at a few of these.
Boston. Shout out to Bobon.
The Bobons.
Bobons. Yeah.
It's just the Jays and the Orioles that are kind of in the clear there, and maybe the Brewers. That's the hard thing. When you're throwing a letter, even if it's a logo over the top of other letters, it's going to cause confusion when reading. And this is like, it's a design thing, so I don't want to like dump on these guys too bad. But the award this week goes to New Era on the sports fashion loss. But last but not least, I'm just going to bring it up on my phone, and we'll find out if this is a bad decision or not after this episode. On just reading through all these. I'm going to read top through bottom. We may skip through some of these, but these will be like the fan questions sent on my @ImagineByX Instagram page. First one, are y'all going to collab with Elmo and make a Cookie Monster sliding mitt? Not in the near future. Can you do more giveaways? I think that we've got a giveaway coming up, if I'm not wrong. Ambidextrous gloves. Yeah. I don't see why not. We've been asked that before. I'd say if there's somebody that specifically wants an ambidextrous glove, like, hit us up. That doesn't seem like a far reach to make a one-off for. But we'll see. What are we going to see coming out this summer? We have a lot coming out this summer. We have some really exciting collabs rolling out this summer, really starting come opening day. is our first collab. And then that rolls through a handful of others, from TV shows to beverages to their artists, and then also like our original stuff. But we do have new innovations as well coming out. That's all I can say about that. But it is stuff that hasn't ever been made before. So that'll be fun this summer. Are your gloves better than Bruce Bolts? The answer to that is everybody has a different feel that they like and don't like. Our batting gloves were made for a very specific feel. So to say that they're better than Bruce Bolts, I don't think that's a fair question to ask or answer. I think that the answer is that some people are going to like a thicker leather. Some people are going to like a higher wrist strap. Our goal wasn't to create a batting glove that was great for everybody. Our goal wasn't to battle Bruce Bolt. Our goal was to make a batting glove that fit the big leaguers that we worked with, and also fit my specific taste on the feel, the fit, how the leather was, the thickness, all that sort of stuff. So the fit feel for our batting gloves is made for the player that likes protection, but doesn't like to feel that there's something on their hands. They like a thin leather so that they can feel the bat, but they still have the grip. They still have the protection that a batting glove gives. That's like what the intent of the design as far as functionality and performance goes with ours. So I won't say that ours is better than Bruce Bolt's. I don't think that that's a fair thing to say. But I think that if you like what I just described as far as that fit and feel, then it's a great batting glove for you. I am happy and proud of our batting gloves. But if you like a thicker leather and you like the high straps, then go with the Bruce Bolt's. And it's the same for everything. I mean, baseball gloves are the same way. Like for Rawlings or Wilson or Marucci or whoever it is, to say that our glove is better than yours, it's not a fair thing to say, because everybody's hands are different thicknesses and sizes. Everybody's hands close differently. Per position is a different need and like for a baseball glove. So no, it's one of those things that if you put it on and it feels comfortable on your hand, you like the feel of it, then it's a glove that you should try. If you like the closure of it, whether it's thumb to pinky or thumb to ring or thumb to middle or index, whatever you feel like is the right feel for you, that's the best glove. You can put our glove in a row with a Rawlings, Wilson, Marucci, etc., and have a test. I mean, I think that 10 people trying on the gloves, I think it could result in 10 different people liking different gloves, And so ours quality, I think ours per leather quality and build quality, I think are equal or better than most any gloves out there. But as far as it being a better glove for you, I can't say that. Only the end user can say that. I loved a Wilson when I played. I was true to Wilson from I used Rawlings up through my junior year of high school, and then Wilson, once I tried a Wilson for my first time, middle of my junior year, I realized, I've just never tried another glove before. And once I tried the Wilson, I realized I really liked it, for me, better than the Rawlings, and I never went back. Is because of the way that it closed. I liked the weight of it. I liked how my hand fit in it. And I even liked it more once I switched from the infield to the outfield in college. But that was my personal experience. So yeah, try out gloves. Go to the stores, buy our glove and put it on, feel it, and return it if you don't like the feel. But make sure you're looking for feel and stuff and not just looks is my advice. So as a long answer to that Q&A one, was a good question to go full circle back to the Bruce Bolts question. Next is, will we see a Money Mike collab soon? Absolutely. We just talked about that a little bit ago. What school did you play baseball at? Can't say that because then you'd figure out who I am. I have 2 cool designs that are good. Please DM me, please. I appreciate that. I really try to avoid looking at design inspo that you guys send over, because there has been like people in the past where it's like we had this design like done, produced and everything, and then we'll wait a few months before it like goes to market, and then you'll get the DM of somebody saying, I sent this idea to you last week, like you stole my idea and all this. And it's like, so now it's just become, we just completely avoid looking at stuff coming through. I love though, like when kids like are sending art into the office, we pin that, or into the studio, we pin that in the snack room. It's cool, like motivation, inspiration of what we're doing with kids, and just seeing like that some of what we're doing is inspiring kids to create and to share their own art, which is really cool. But no, we don't take designs and make them, unfortunately, for that reason of people getting upset thinking that we took their ideas. Will you ever bring back the Hershey collab? I think you probably have the wrong people. I don't know of anybody that's done a Hershey collab. We had the chocolate ice cream. I'm trying to think what else that there could have been. Oh, the s'mores? I'll bet that's what it is, the s'mores glove. That wasn't a Hershey collab, but that was a s'mores glove. Had the chocolate. I guess you could think that's a Hershey one with the chocolate bars like stamped into it. Yeah. I mean, that's one that totally could come back as a non-rare. I think it would just depend like what the demand was, if it made sense. Yeah, I could definitely, now I'm seeing the picture, I could definitely see that as being a Hershey collab. So could call it on that one. Maybe. We'll see. Will you make a Bible arm sleeve? Yes, we will make a Bible arm sleeve. It's on the design docket already. We started with Resurrection to create a good variety of colorways. But there will absolutely be a Bible arm sleeve. What is the next product you're dropping? What is the next product? What's the next product we're dropping, and then what's the next product we're releasing? Miami Ice hat is the next release, right?
This drops on Friday, so Miami Ice hat's release today. If you're watching this on Friday, releases today.
The next drop, you can go to the website, and it'll show you what the next one is going to be at absolutelyridiculous.com, and sign up for the email list pop-up that will be there. That'll show you the next drop, which that means drops for us are like a rare edition going forward. Next release will be St. Patty's collection, which will be a seasonal. Once that's gone on release day, that's gone until next year or possibly forever. Like, we don't really make up our mind on seasonals. If we're going to release it, alter it, or not. Like you saw our gingerbread sliding mitt, I decided to alter this last year to keep the first year's gingerbread special for those that got that, and to differentiate a little bit. But we won't always do that. Sometimes there's no rhyme or reason, just to keep things unique. This year's set, though, I believe is the same, maybe with some additional pieces for St. Patty's. Whatever happened to the original strawberry glove? I'm guessing what you mean is that the color used to be lighter than it is now. It used to be this super light pink, and now it's this hot pink. We didn't just get rid of that. What happened is sometimes when you're tanning leather, the colors can alter in different ways. So different leathers will soak in the dye in different ways, and also different parts of the hides will soak it in different ways. When tanning the leathers, it'll vary from batch to batch. But when we switched to leather last year, which I guess that's the first time I've said that. Last year we switched leather because we were we wanted to. We're always trying to figure out how can we continue to improve our gloves, our sliding mitts, whatever it is. We're constantly trying to figure out the best materials to use. And we finally found a leather that we're really, really excited about. So we switched that leather last year. When we did that Japanese kip absorbed the dye differently, essentially, than the leather that we were using before. So it's hotter, it's brighter, it's pinker. We've gotten good feedback on it, so we've stuck with it. But I'm guessing that's the question. We didn't get rid of it. It just evolved. It grew up. Will there be an MLB team collection of Aria collabs? I don't know. Maybe one day. Well, it's not on the radar right now, but maybe one day. What's your favorite piece? The Bible glove. Can you make a shoe? Nah. Not right now. I don't know. Shoes. Like I get why they would be fun, but right now it's not in the interest tank. And it's not part of like our brand model. So like shoes aren't something that we're looking to get into. What was your motivation and drive to make such a ridiculously cool brand? To create something different in baseball. And it was initially like I just wanted to create art that made it more fun to use sporting goods. Like baseball is my passion, my background. So it was how can I create something that's fun that makes maybe kids that weren't interested in playing catch want to play catch, or make it more fun for those that are taking the game too serious. And it's kind of continued to evolve as we've noticed like how people have reacted to it. It's exciting to see that it having cool gear brings confidence to players. It's exciting to see people be able to show their different personalities and their self-expression. Most of all, it's exciting to see like the sport growing. Like we're getting people reaching out. Remember Chad Johnson, the football player, Chad Ochocinco. I remember his kid reaching out when he was at ASU and saying that he bought one of our Jazz gloves, and his first time ever having a glove because he thought it would be fun to play catch with. So that was like cool to hear. It's not just kids, like even like adults, like getting into baseball like, for the first time, just because it looks fun. Hi. Thoughts about Alberto Osuna, Tennessee. Okay.
He's the guy he sent a letter to the NCAA pleading for eligibility.
Oh, geez.
That's a can of worms.
Yeah, no, I don't think we have time for that one. Good on him though. Dude loves playing if he's trying to keep playing. Forearm guard. I have never heard of a forearm guard. I'm gonna look that up now to see what that would look like. That sounds like we're like getting into like a full suit of armor at that point. So those are like sleeve forearm guards. Interesting. It's the first I've ever heard of this. So
We got elbow guard, but like really long.
Oh, you're talking about for defense, maybe. Maybe? I don't know. Clarify that. The defense, we have like forearm guards for fielding ground balls and stuff when you're little. But maybe it is for offense. I don't know. Will you ever make merch for us to wear? Ooh, we already have hats. Those are out, but hoodies, shirts, shorts. Yeah, no, we're gonna do we'll do full apparel. We're just making sure that we do it right and that it's authentic to the brand. We don't want to just roll stuff out to take advantage of opportunities, and that's kind of what we've been seeing a lot of other brands in the market do is essentially taking advantage of any popularity that glove designs or sliding mitt designs and themes that we've rolled out. We're then seeing apparel companies and stuff like that come out with, now they've got their matching clothes and stuff to it. We get that there's money there, but again, like it goes back to like, we're not doing things for money. We're doing it for the experience and for the art and making sure that the quality of it is unique and different. And whenever you buy something from us and you get something from us, it's special. So that's why it's taken so long for us to roll out sleeves and stuff like that. It's the same with our hats and shorts and shirts and hoodies and whatever else. It's got to be premium. It's got to be nice. And that's the expectation that I want on us so that you can hold us accountable to that. So I'll be, when that rolls out, I'll be very excited for it. Will there be a one-piece baseball glove with the drop on the 28th? There will not be, unfortunately. But there's more one-piece stuff to come, and there are going to be one-piece gloves dropping this year. I can 100% say that. But this first collection will be protectives. What are other athletes' sports do you want to cover and create art for? We want to do all sports. Like, we reimagine sporting goods as art. There's no sport off the table. Why hasn't the Push and Pee glove restocked? The adult Push and Pee gloves haven't restocked because we only made 42 of those and only sold 42 of those. We've kept that our most exclusive like piece. That won't restock. Once a rare edition is sold out, it's gone forever. If you're talking about the youths that were non-rares, I don't know. I don't think we've had that discussion. We try to focus as much on new releases as possible and not as much on like restocking like stuff that's sold out. But we're starting to balance that out a little bit. What new flavors would you be interested in making? All. It's like endless. So it's like whatever flavors make sense, whatever flavors taste good. That's what we'll make. And what is your guys' favorite collab or collection? I don't know. Do you have a favorite piece, Olivia?
I really like the pizza sliding mitt.
Pizza sliding mitt. When I was in Korea last year, it was wild to see how many players had the pizza sliding mitt on in the KVO. Did you have a favorite one, Wade?
The Apollo 11 stuff is so cool.
Dope.
The sliding mitt is so different from anything we've done before, and just the materials used in the whole collection, really. But the materials there, just all the details on it I love it. It's so cool.
So a lot of people don't realize, like when Evan Carter got his gear, his Apollo 11 stuff, he like shot me a text of it saying how cool it was, and I mentioned, I go, yeah, like the leg guard and the elbow guard are made out of Kevlar. Like, a lot of people don't know that, and he responds like, "No way!" ! You know, and it's one of those details that I think we overlooked when we were like sharing it, but like that Apollo 11 collection, it feels a little like plain maybe at the surface, but it's like we tried to use a material that was as close to a spacesuit material as possible. Like looking at the actual like Neil Armstrong suit, which is where the Kevlar came in, was just like such a durable, like unique, like woven material. But then even like the flag that's on there, it's an exact picture taken off of Neil Armstrong's suit. So that's why there's like fading and stuff to it. And then that was printed on a patch and then sewn on. So that is the exact thing. The finger pad on the glove is like actually the footprint off the moon. We took the footprint off of one of the pictures of the moon and turned it into a stamp and stamped that into the finger pad. What else? Even like some of the black stitching on the glove, every element of the Apollo 11 like pieces there is like taken off of the suit or a real recreated like reflection of like from the look from the moon to Earth and stuff like that. Like there wasn't anything just made from scratch outside of the top where it doesn't say Apollo 11. I think it says Arya. Like that's like the only like unique piece. We even took like what the inside of the astronauts' gloves say for all the specs. We took that off there, changed a few of the words in there, but it's the same font and same everything else that we put on the sliding mitt in that kind of similar fashion of how the sliding mitt fits the glove. The palm texture is just like a random looking texture, but again, it's actually, we took a picture of the moon and then turned that into a stamp and pressed that into the palm of the glove. So there's like so many unique details that we really haven't talked much about with that collection that make that one pretty special in that sense. So, but that lasted way longer. So you guys let us know if we want to do Q&As again next time, because I answered every single one of them that you guys sent through this morning. If it was too long, we'll just pick out a few next time. But I thought it was fun.
That was good.
Yeah. So that's a wrap. We'll probably do this weekly. That's it. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week.
Like I'm at the tippy top of my game, looking down at the